communication through social media. Almost 72% of all internet users use social media for some aspect of their lives, and youth spend up to 1/3 of their day on social media. Surely this must have an effect on our interpersonal relationships. The more we understand about how computer-mediated communication affects our personal relationships, the better we will be able to manage our communication to build our relationships and not tear them down. Computer-mediated outlets such as email, texting, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat affect how we communicate and react in our own interpersonal relationships. We have thoroughly researched this topic, including how email, texting, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat affect our relationships, and we have also seen how computer-mediated communication affects our own relationships. Today, first we will have Caitlin discussing how communication through email affects our interpersonal relationships. Secondly, I, Anna, will be discussing how texting affects our communication and relationships. Thirdly, Thomas will be covering Facebook and how it affects our relationships. The fourth point will be Alexa talking about Instagram and how it affects our relationships and communication. And lastly, we will have Ryan discussing Snapchat and how it affects our interpersonal relationships and communication.
You got mail. You got mail. You got mail.
Email has both positive and negative effects on our interpersonal communication and interpersonal relationships. What is email? Email stands for electronic mail. The dictionary on google.com states that email is messages distributed by electronic means from one computer user to one or more recipients via a network. Here is some history about email. Ray Tomlinson was the creator of email. The first message was sent on October 29, 1969 using ARPANET, Advanced Research Projects Agency Network. It was implemented by the U.S. Department of Defense. It was not until 1971 when Tomlinson developed a software for such messages that we know as email today. By 1976, 75% of ARPANET traffic was electronic, and by the 1980s, Internet service providers have begun connecting people across the world. By 1993, the word electronic mail had been replaced by email, and in the late 1990s, Internet exploded, growing from 55 million users worldwide in 1997 to 400 million by 1999. This information was found on crazy.co. Here are some uses of email. Email is mainly used as a form of communication in a business setting. It is also a good way for students and professors to communicate as well. According to bbc.co.uk, there are some advantages of email to our interpersonal communication. Emails are delivered extremely fast when compared to a traditional post. Emails can be sent 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Emails can be sent to one person or several people. There are also disadvantages of email, according to bbc.co.uk. Recipients need access to internet to receive email. Viruses are easily spread via email attachments. Spam can be sent, which is unsolicited email, for example, junk mail. Now that I have talked about email, we will now talk about how texting affects our interpersonal life.
Texting is one of the biggest and fastest growing ways to communicate in our instant messaging generation. Over the past few years, texting has made communication fast, easy, and it is most common among teenagers and younger generation adults. A study conducted in 2008 on texting stated that the average teenager sends about 80 texts per day. By 2015, that number had doubled, with young people sending over 167 texts per day on average. Despite not being around for very long, texting has evidence of severely changing the way people communicate on a daily basis. According to a Pew Research Center study, done on teens, over 72% of young people text daily, and it is the most preferred method of communicating amongst teens and adults today. As stated on goodtherapy.com, there are three main areas of communication that is affected by texting. There is the first, face-to-face communication, surface-level communication, and written and social communication. In face-to-face communication, texting encourages rapid-fire, single-sentence thoughts that can inhibit functional communication skills using full, complete sentences. It also makes it hard for people to communicate effectively in a group, in-person conversation. And it also can make conversation awkward at times for people who do text regularly. In surface-level communication, texting increases small talk, which can be a helpful asset in building friendships, but it is detriment, however, because it hinders meaningful, in-depth conversation, which is needed for strengthening friendships and other relationships. In written and social communication, texting encourages taking shortcuts in written grammar. Teachers are finding more poorly written and grammatically incorrect assignments in school. This is due mainly to students integrating the texting abbreviations into their assignments. Texting can also be very distracting when spending time with friends and family. For instance, say you are engaging in a conversation and suddenly a text comes through. We typically stop the conversation and respond to the text. Texting encourages a sense of urgency, which often makes us respond to the immediate, even if that was a simple question or a responding statement. Now that you have a little bit more understanding of how texting affects our communication, interpersonal relationships, let's look into the world of Facebook and see how it affects our communication.
Alright, Facebook is a popular free social media networking site that allows registered users to go on there and create profiles, and after that they can upload videos, post pictures, and send messages to keep in touch with their friends, family, and colleagues. It's available in 37 different languages, and it offers Marketplace, which is basically like a Craigslist where you can post things you're selling, and then people who are interested can comment on them and contact you about arranging meeting up to buy it. Groups, which is just a way to find people with the same hobbies as you so you can socialize and interact with them. It also offers events where you can create a page and invite people to that page to get more publicity about the event going on. It's got just over 2 billion users now, and the headquarters is in Menlo Park, California. Facebook employs over 20,000 people. Facebook's birthday was on February 4th, 2004, which Facebook makes a big deal about every year. By December 2004, so 8 months, it got 1 million users. And then before that, it was just college and high school students. On September 26th, 2006, so 2 years after that, they allowed 13-year-olds and older to join Facebook. On April 19th, 2012, Facebook bought Instagram for $1 billion, which you'll learn about as soon as I'm done. And recently, February 24, 2016, Facebook added the reaction. So instead of just having a like button to press, you can react, a hot reaction if it's funny, a mad reaction if it makes you angry, a wow reaction if it's surprising, and then a love reaction. Facebook is the biggest social media app in the world. Most people are surprised if somebody they meet has not heard about Facebook. Pretty much everybody knows about Facebook. Next, you'll be learning about Instagram, which Facebook bought for $1 billion.
Instagram, I'm taking pictures with my iPhone cam.
Android cam,
Instagram.
Has both beneficial and detrimental effects on how people handle their interpersonal relationships. Instagram has a relational role in our interpersonal lives that we may not be aware of. It allows us to know what's going on in each other's lives on a daily basis, which can make face-to-face communication easier because we might have a conversation started to initiate conversation with the person, which can help strengthen our relationship with them. Instagram can also help us maintain our relationships when we cannot see each other on a daily basis. We can share happy or sad times with faraway family members and friends by posting pictures. This allows them to feel connected to our lives. Instagram can also have an effect on how we react to other people in interpersonal relationships. We communicate mostly through photos on Instagram, which gives the receiver little information to base their initial reactions on. Photos do not communicate the true feelings or emotions that were present when the photo was taken. By just looking at another person's photos, we could make the wrong assumptions about them, which could damage a relationship or prevent one from forming. Instagram could affect our personal attributes that we form through interpersonal relationships as well. Seeing pictures of another person's fun vacation or nice house could cause us to think that they are trying to show off and trying to show us that they are better than us. Seeing other people's lives through their pictures might cause us to wish we had a better life. Those feelings could cause jealousy or anger to build, which could affect our relationship with that person or even other people in general. According to Nicholas D'Antuono, in his post on how Instagram has been affecting adolescents, he says that pictures don't allow us to see nonverbal and body language communication signs, which indicate the meaning of a message or a photo. This could cause the photo to be misinterpreted. Now that we have talked about Instagram and how it affects our interpersonal relationships, we will look at how Snapchat affects our interpersonal relationships.
Catch me on the Snapchat. Catch me on the Snapchat. Catch me on the Snapchat. I get ya. Catch me on the Snapchat.
What is Snapchat anyways? Snapchat is a cell phone application that was created in 2011 by two undergrad students from Stanford University, Evan Spiegel and Bobby Murphy. This app was created as a school project, but quickly grew into a global phenomenon that is now used by more than 150 million people globally and rapidly growing daily. Snapchat allows users to send selfies and messages to a receiver that also has the app. These photos and messages are self-deleting once they are viewed. Snapchat has impacted interpersonal communication and relations. Relationships require maintenance to yield long-term success. This is done through effective communication and self-disclosure. Snapchat has made self-disclosure easier for some people, eliminating anxiety that certain shared messages will be saved and for further use by others. Snapchat has improved face-to-face communication by making it easier for people to reveal personal thoughts and feelings to others. Interpersonal relationships can progress quickly through Snapchat because the less anxiety one feels about sharing their feelings, the faster the relationship can build or decline through its normal stages. Snapchat can improve the quality of relational communication. Mediated communication, such as Snapchat, has proved to increase the number of interpersonal relationships and quality. According to a Pew study, that when a relationship blossoms through mediated forms like Snapchat, they are more likely to succeed face-to-face. Snapchat can lead to a heightened sense of interpersonal intimacy. There are some negatives to Snapchat. Younger people are seeking and maintaining relationships via Snapchat and other social media sites more than face-to-face. The further a person moves from face-to-face interaction, the lower the ability to convey fullness of their messages. Because the relationship can progress quickly via Snapchat, many send pictures and messages to people they think they know but have never had a face-to-face conversation with.
Today we first discussed how emails affect our interpersonal relationships. Then we talked about how texting can affect our interpersonal relationships. Next, we covered how our interpersonal relationships are affected by Facebook. After that, we looked at how Instagram can affect our interpersonal relationships. And lastly, we discussed how Snapchat can affect our interpersonal relationships. Computer-mediated outlets such as email, texting, Facebook, Instagram, and Snapchat affect how we communicate and react in our interpersonal relationships. In conclusion, we can see that computer-mediated communication can both be detrimental or beneficial to our interpersonal relationships.
Well, that's all.
all, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all.